Welkom bij het webinar van Tasklet, de mobile WMS-oplossing. En onze partner Martin van Tasklet Factory zal een demo geven en meer vertellen over de slimme oplossing. Allereerst zal ik me even kort voorstellen. Ik ben Marielle Vos. Ik werk nu 2 jaar bij SucceedIT als marketeer. Ik ben verantwoordelijk voor het organiseren van webinars en evenementen. En dat doe ik met heel veel plezier. Dan geef ik heel snel het woord aan Martin. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Marielle. My name is Martin, and I'm from Tasklet Factory, and I'll give you a good introduction to the solution today. I work within sales and advisory, so I'm working closely together with companies having challenges with optimizing warehouses for many years now. So I'm happy to be part of this webinar. Great. Thank you very much for attending this webinar. As mentioned, I'll guide you through the possibilities with the Tasklet mobile WMS solution and how you can optimize your warehouse. The session is split up in 2. I have a few slides just to give you a basic introduction to what Tasklet Factory is, but I'll also give you a live demo on a scanner, a handheld device, during the presentation. We'll keep this webinar within 30 minutes, so we'll not cover everything today. So again, if you have any questions, use the chat, but you're also able to reach out to SucceedIT afterwards in order to get answers to the questions that you may have following this webinar. But let's get started. What we're going to show you today is everything about warehousing and how you can optimize the processes there. What you see here on the slide is the key processes that you know probably from Business Central. Tasklet Factory is an extension on top of Business Central that makes it possible to handle these processes from a handheld device. So what you see here is the standard processes and functionalities that is available in Tasklet. Everything around receiving, put away, moving orders, counting orders, picking them for the orders, and of course, at the end of the day, sending it out to your customers. We also have support for assembly and production. We will not go into details with this today, but if it has your interest, contact your partner and get more information about that. But this is what we'll cover today, and yeah, let's get started. Really brief around Tasklet Factory. We are a Danish company founded back in 2008, and what we do is develop this application for the Microsoft platform. We work closely together with local partners, and SucceedIT is one of our longest partners in the Netherlands with a lot of experience implementing Tasklet. And we have today worldwide more than 1,300 customers using the Tasklet application. What is important to mention as well is if you go for a Tasklet solution, please take notice of what kind of scanners you choose. You cannot use all kind of scanners. It is, you can say, preferable that you choose scanners that is supported by Tasklet. And we have like 25-30 different scanners from Zebra, Datalogic, and Honeywell that is supported. You can all see it at our website. But again, once you're ready to look more into Tasklet, please reach out and let's discuss what kind of hardware is useful for you guys. The reason why we see companies investing in a mobile WMS solution is because that they want to digitalize the warehouse. They want to remove pen and paper, simplify the processes, and using the barcodes to validate that it's the right products that you receive, it is the right products that you're sending to the customer, and just making all the transactions in the warehouse a lot easier and making your inventory more accurate because you are able to do the registrations needed, not needed to print out tons of papers, doing manual registration on the papers, and then typing it into your Business Central or NAV. So this is you can say the reasons of benefits you get from choosing a mobile WMS solution. If we zoom in on Tasklet, and what we try to be good at is to make a really user-friendly solution. So you don't need to be a NAV or BC expert to use it. We have a lot of customers with seasonal workers for Christmas and during the summer holiday who just come into the warehouse, get the scanner in the hand, and start using it basically straight away with very little training. So it's a simple solution to use. It's also a very simple solution to do an installation of because it is an extension to Business Central, meaning that all the key processes, once they're set up in Business Central, Tasklet is an easy add-on to add to the solution and can very easily be installed. What I'll show you today is our standard solution, but it is actually also possible to customize the solution. The rule of thumb is that if it's possible to do the process in Business Central, you can also do it on the handheld device. Our solution supports both online and offline. Not all warehouses have 100% Wi-Fi coverage. If you have zones in the warehouse where you don't have Wi-Fi, you don't lose the data with the Tasklet solution. We can just go into offline mode and do a lot of the stuff offline as well. Of course, once you want to post things to Business Central, you need to be online. An important aspect of our solution and as a company as a whole is also our support. If you ask our partners what they like with Tasklet, second to the product, it is the support. We have a whole support team here willing to support our partners and customers to make a project a success. So you can really count on us doing a fantastic support in case that is needed. If we have a little look at the technology behind the solution, these scanners from Honeywell, Zebra, and Datalogic all runs Android Enterprise. The communication between the scanner and the ERP system is done through web service. And as part of the solution, we have a device management system that makes it possible for you as a customer, SucceedIT as a partner, to access the scanners remotely. So we don't need to send out a consultant in case you need any kind of support. We can do everything remotely because we can access the scanner if you allow us to do that. So it's a huge advantage for you as a company that you can get quick support in case that is needed. Also in the installation phase, basically everything can be done remotely unless you really want a person from your partner on site. Yes, enough about the technology behind the solution. As mentioned, 1,300 plus customers is using the solution already. Many customers, I think more than 100 in the Netherlands are using it. If it has your interest, please visit our website to learn more about what their experience is with Tasklet and why they've chosen Tasklet to optimize the warehouse. Now I would like to zoom in and show you the presentation of the application itself, the mobile WMS. But just before going into demo mode, I briefly want to touch base on the barcodes. We of course support the classic barcodes, which you see here on the chocolate, the 1D barcodes, but we also support GS1 data matrix barcodes. And the advantage or the benefit of using a GS1 data matrix barcode is if you're using item tracking, either serial number or lot number, these barcodes can contain more information. So in one scan can scan both the item number, the expiration date, and the lot number. So we really recommend, if possible, if you're using item tracking like serial number and lot number, that using these GS1 data matrix barcodes. Either you can get it from your supplier or you can print out these barcodes with the Tasklet solution as well. Also, if you're using bins positioned within the warehouse, we also recommend to use barcodes there, because with Tasklet we want to validate that you're putting away the items to the correct bin. Also, when you're picking it from the right bin, and also moving around with the items, that you use the barcodes at the bins to verify you're actually at the right position. You can use Tasklet without barcodes, but then you're missing out everything about validation and you need to do some manual typing. So it's a huge advantage using barcodes in a solution like this. Great. Enough about the slides. Let's go into demo mode. So I'll try to show you here our scanner. So I'll just stop my sharing here and share a screen again. Great. So here you have the handheld device, the scanner, which I also have here in front of me. What you see here is the login screen, where the user will log in with a username and password, and that defines what kind of user rights the user will have. So I'll log in here as a super user, so I of course have full access to full functionality. But if you have employees in the warehouse that only do counting, you can remove all icons that are not relevant for the person. So again, to make this a much simple and easy to use tool, that's only the functionality that is available is, of course, the functionalities that you need to do your work with. But let's start in the top left corner with receive. So the first thing I do, I go to my receive and get a full list of all orders that has been released from Business Central. It could be purchase order, warehouse received, or sales return orders, or transfer orders. Those orders that has been released for receive is available here in the scanner. So I have a total list of 11 orders that I can see here now that is available to receive. I can, of course, do some filtering in the top right corner. So I can select location, I can select expected receive date, PO number, and in Business Central, you can assign orders to specific users as well. So that's one way of filtering. What we see most customers do, and of course, customers need to, in that case, have barcodes on the items. So if you receive a pallet where the items are barcode, the only thing you need to do as a warehouse worker is to scan the first item on the pallet. And then it will filter through all the orders to see where this item that you can see here, the barcode of, is included. So in this case, it's on 2 orders, and I need to look at the delivery slip to see who's actually the supplier of this. If, and I guess that will be the scenario in many cases, if the product is only included in one order, it automatically jumps into the order, and it's ready now to be received. So here you can see the item number, the item description. You can see an image of the item if you have that in your item card in Business Central. And you can see the unit of measures that you need to receive this item in this case, 10 boxes. The warehouse worker can decide himself in which order he or she wants to receive this. So if the pistachio chocolate is on top, I just scan that. If all 15 is there, I don't need to do anything else. I just need to go to the next item that I have on my pallet. So I scan the next item, the Marabou orange. Let's say there's only 7 of those. Then I just type in 7 on the scanner, click on the blue check mark here in the bottom to verify it. And now this is registered as orange because I didn't receive all of them, whereas the pistachio is green and I receive all 15. If I go to the next product, the Puka Peppermint Tea, that is lot number controlled. So here I need to do some additional registration. If I had this GS1 data matrix barcode, I could just in one scan do the full registration. But in this scenario here, I want to show you the various steps. So what I do now is I scan the item. I'm asked to set the expiration date. So I type that in as well. I need to scan or manually enter the lot number. I have a barcode, so I'll just scan the lot number. And 15 pieces. The last item I have on my list is the golf balls. The golf ball is serial number control. So here I need to register all 3 unique serial numbers. In case you receive a pallet with, for instance, 100 laptops, you may not be willing to scan 100 times to register all laptops. There's actually a possibility to print out barcodes that contains all serial numbers as well. So you in one scan can register all the serial numbers. We support that, and that of course speeds up the process if you receive a lot of items with serial numbers. But in this case, I need to first verify that I have the correct golf balls. So I scan the item, and then I'm asked to put in the serial number for each golf ball. So I do that. Number 1, number 2. If I do a mistake and try to register the same serial number twice, I get an error like this. So you're not allowed to register a unique serial number twice because then, of course, it's not unique. So I need to find the last serial number that I have in order to conclude this as well. So now I've done the full registration of this. Now I could just post it, but I have a few features that I just want to show you before posting my receive order here. I have an attached image. Attached image, a lot of our customers is using that for documentation in the inbound phase. If they receive some damaged goods or wrong goods, they use the attached image. So what I'll do here is I'll click on my camera in the bottom, click on the plus, and now I get access here to my camera and have a speaker here next to me. So just take an image, a picture of that, say this is wrong, it should be chocolate. So type in wrong, accept it, click here on the green check mark. And now you can see there's an attachment here. So once this is posted, this image will be available within Business Central, so you can use that as documentation. We also have the option to print out labels. it requires an additional license if you want to use our label system to use for this solution. But we already made the, you can say, the workflow for it, so it's pretty easy to install and pretty easy to use. So if I want to print some labels for this Marabou pistachio, I can just click here on the print icon, get access to my various labels that my printer, in this case, if it's Tasklet, it has to be Zebra printer, which label I want to print. If it was a box of 15, I could put that outside the box. But if I want to put a label on each pistachio chocolate, I type in 1 here and 15 pieces. So this is a very simple way of doing printing of labels by using the handheld device as well. But now I'm finished with receiving all my goods. I didn't find the last Marabou orange, so I just go ahead to post. It says I want to post it even though I didn't receive everything. I need to type in this scenario a delivery note number. If you don't want to do this, you can skip this process, but in this case I need to capture this information as well. So what I do now is that I'm posting the order in Business Central. So everything is now updated in Business Central of what I've received. I'm still missing these 3 Marabou orange. Hopefully they'll be delivered tomorrow or some day in the future. If they're never gonna be received, back office need to delete it. You're not able to delete anything from the handheld device. This has to be done in back office. So this will be open until someone takes action on it. Either the items will arrive or someone will delete their order. So what have happened now is that I have received all my items into my warehouse. They're placed in the received zone, and now I need to put them away into my bins in my warehouse, the positions where these items are stored. So I go to my put away functionality up here. In Business Central, a put away document is automatically generated. So it's nothing that you need to take care of. It's done automatically. So I'll open my put away document with the items that I just received. So now you see the full list of all the items that I just received. But the additional information that you'll see is that the bin, the position where you need to place it, is here as well. So here on the top line, W030002 is the bin where I need to place it. In Business Central, you can either work with the floating bins, where you basically can decide for yourself where you want to place the items, but you could also work with fixed bins, and there you have to put it on this specific bin. In this scenario, I'm working with floating bins, so I can do the mix of both, placing them on the bin that's here, but I can also split it up on 2 different positions. So the way you do a put away, it's pretty similar to what you see with receive, but now again, I just want to show you how it works on the handheld device. So what I do, I scan my item, I scan the bin where I'm putting it, and the number of, in this case, boxes that I'm putting on this bin, 7. I'll just show you a split put away with this Marabou pistachio. I want to put this on 2 different bins because there's no room for it on this bin where the recommendation is. So I scan the bin, and I scan the item, scan the bin, and say, let's say there's only room for 10. Then I type in 10, and I want to place the remaining 5 somewhere else. So I go to the new bin, scan the item again, and scan the new bin where I'm putting the last 5. Then it validates, are you sure you want to place it somewhere else? Yes, I am. And how many is it? It automatically suggests the remaining quantity, which is 5. So I put the 5 on that bin as well. I can always go down here on my burger menu if I want to verify the registration before posting it. So I can click here on registrations that you see here. And here I can see I'm about to post 10 pieces on the bin ending with number 1 and 5 pieces on the bin ending with number 2. So if you want to do some correction, it is here. Once it's posted, a correction may be needed to be done in Business Central, or you can move around, of course, with the products as well from the handheld device. But I'll go here and post it, even though I haven't put everything on the bins yet. But I put away the 2 first lines, so the Marabou orange and the Marabou pistachio will now be gone from the put away order because they have been put into the warehouse, and it's now ready for sales orders, or it could be production orders or assembly orders if you're working with that. So this is the process on how you receive stuff into your warehouse and putting them away into your warehouse as well. The next menu I have here is pick. where you can pick, again, as mentioned, pick for production, pick for sales orders, pick for assembly orders. But in this scenario, I'll show you how you pick for sales orders. It could be a combination of many sales orders at the same time for the same customer, but you could also pick multiple orders for multiple customers at the same time. I don't want to go through all these scenarios here, but I want to show you some of our new features that we also have the possibility to use outbound license plating, meaning that if it's important for you as a customer to know on which pallet or which box we put the items when sending it to the customer, then we can do a registration and afterwards see it in Business Central. So once the customer calls and complains that they can't find the items, you can see on the exact pallet or in the exact box you put these items. So that's, I'm going to present you how that works with Tasklet. So here you see the full order. It's for one customer. You can see there's these 3 products that the customer has ordered. So it's just going out to the bin, finding the item. If you scan or come to a bin and scan a wrong item, you of course get an error message. So this is a validation that you're actually, picking the right item and not sending something wrong to the customer. So I need to find the right item to move forward. So I'm going to find this Marabou pistachio. I scan the item. I scan my bin. I just need to find the right barcode here. So I do that, scan my bin. And then I'm asked to scan a tote. A tote could be a pallet, it could be a box. It's just a container where you actually put these items. But let's say it's a pallet. So I put it on the pallet ending with 503. So I scan that, 3 pieces. Then I have the T. I scan my T. I scan the bin from where I'm taking it. Oh, then I made a wrong registration. So just do that again. I'll scan the T. And I need to scan my bin. And then I scan a lot number because this is a lot number control. It's saying things goes if it was serial number control. I need to register my serial number so you on the outbound can see to which customers did you actually send this product. So I scan my lot number. And then it asks me, do we want to put it on the same tote, pallet, box, or whatever you use? Or do we want to create something new? But let's say that's room for it on this pallet. I'll just continue clicking here on the arrow to go next, and 2 pieces. And then I'm missing the Marabou orange. I'll scan that and I'll scan my bin. And I put this on a new pallet. And then it asks me, are you sure I want to create a new pallet? Yes, I am. And then I completed my pick the order, it's ready for shipment, and you can send it out to the customer. And done the registration on which pallet did I put my products. So it is a quite simple way of doing it, all from the handheld device. If you're using shipping applications like Ship-it 365, which also is a Dutch ISV, you can actually conclude the whole shipment from the scanner as well. So you print out a freight label in the end. But in this process, we just finish it and place it in the shipment zone, and then you need to do some registrations in order to complete the shipment. I'll also want to show you how you do counting from the handheld device. Counting, you can use a plan count where you use a journal that's already created in Business Central, and you can see what needs to be counted. So here you see a full list of items that I need to count here. I can see the bin, I can see it's a box, but I can't see how many boxes of cables for loudspeakers that should be here, because we want the warehouse where we actually do a count. So I'll scan my item, I'll scan my bin to verify where I am, and let's say that's 50. And then it's green. Green doesn't mean it's correct, it just means that you made a registration. So I'll go here and say post, because I don't want to count the remaining items now. So I post it, then everything is transferred to Business Central. So a warehouse manager could look into, is this correct, according to what's actually is in the inventory based on the information from Business Central. If it's not correct, it can be resent to the scanner for a recount, or you can do the adjustments, negative or positive, if needed. So that's how you do counting. So really fast and simple, verifying that's the correct items you're doing, instead of printing out tons of papers and do manual registration on that, maybe doing typing errors when you go back to the PC. Everything can be done here from the handheld device. Unplanned count we can do as well. I'll skip that here in this presentation. But adjust quantity is also quite neat, and it's done it's used for negative adjustments. So if you want to remove items from your warehouse, you normally would like to have an explanation on why is it that you want to remove things. So I'll scan my bin, as it says here, and I scan my item. And then I'm asked to put in the quantity that I want to remove. Let's say it's 1 box. So I want to remove 1 box. You can here see that in Business Central, you set up some reason codes to why is it that you want to remove it. This is not chocolate, so I haven't eaten it. It's the cable for loudspeakers. So let's say they're damaged. And now I've adjusted the quantity for the loudspeaker, the cables for loudspeakers with 1 box and done it all here from the handheld device. Move is also possible to do. You can both use planned move orders. For instance, if you have a minimum on your pick bins that wants to receive a certain level, you automatically want to do a replenishment and move from your bulk bins to the pick bins. This is done like this, where you can see you need to take these loudspeakers from this position to this position. So this is quite handy when you're doing the planned moves. What mostly used is our unplanned move, because that's of course full flexibility and very easy to do registration if you're moving around the items in the warehouse. An unplanned move is done just by scanning an item, scanning the bin from where you're taking it from. I'm moving 1 box, and I need to, of course, enter where I'm putting this item as well. I'm putting it as this bin. So now this product has been moved from one position to another. So again, very simple and easy to do. Bulk move is where you're moving everything from one bin to another. So if you have if you have a pallet consisting of multiple items, you don't want to scan each item. You're just moving the full pallet from one bin to another. Then you will use the bulk move to do that. We also have the possibility with Tasklet to locate item as a lookup functionality and bin content. I'll just show you the locate item. So if I scan or type in the item number for this item, I can see where in my warehouse I can find this item. So this item is on 2 different bins, 3 different bins actually. If I scan another item, the marble orange, again you can see it is on multiple bins in my warehouse. But you may wonder why it says 0 out of 5 here. It actually means that you have 5 pieces of chocolate on this bin, but they're reserved for orders. So you're not allowed to move around with them, because then a picker is coming to collect the order. Then of course there should be 5 pieces available. So these are actually reserved for other orders. So that's the reason why it says 0 out of 5. As mentioned in the beginning, we also have support for production and assembly. We don't have time to go into details with this today. Reach out to SucceedIT if that has your interest, so we can give you some more information around that. I hope that I gave you a basic introduction to Tasklet and the possibilities using the mobile WMS solution, doing a transaction from digitalizing the warehouse and making the processes a lot easier than it hopefully are today if you're using pen and paper. So I'll just thank you everyone for joining this session,